Hey, what's up you guys? This is Rob from Gay Guy Plays, and today on the Snapshot, sloppy seconds have never been dirtier when we take a look at Saryn's Contagion Cloud. So you can pick up Contagion Cloud for 25,000 standing after you've reached rank 5 with either Steel Meridian or the Red Veil. So as many of you know, Contagion is a melee self-buff that grants Saryn additional additive toxin damage, similar to an elemental mod. It's an awesome bonus when it comes to close quarters combat, and Contagion Cloud definitely sweetens the pot. The Syndicate modifier causes any enemy Saryn slays in melee combat while Contagion is active to create a toxin-based cloud that deals 150 damage every second for approximately 12 seconds in a 2-meter radius. Now from playtesting, both the duration and power strength are affected by mods. However, the range is a bit more troublesome as it's difficult to gauge a possible range increase with such a small base. In my personal experience, mods did seem to have an effect, even though there wasn't any visual difference between a build using narrow-minded and one that maxes out range. Just keep in mind that maxing it out will increase the range to 4.7 meters, however, it will put you at a power strength deficit. Now let's face it, it's not difficult to tell that this augment will only be marginally handy in very specific situations. First off, you're gonna need to take someone down to even get it off. And secondly, one of their buddies has to be willing to come in and plan the explosion right afterwards. Frankly, unless you're fighting Infested, are paired with a Radial Disarm Loki, or a Vortex Bobon, Contagion Cloud won't be much of use, especially with its limited range. The only real bonus is the fact that each cloud will stack on itself, much like a Torii grenade, but considering its damage and the fact that it can't combine with elements the way Contagion can, depending on the way that it's modded, this is definitely going to start losing its luster on the latter end of mid-game. Now, as for the build. This is basically my regen rage build. It's a pretty standard build that focuses on power efficiency, a splash of duration in order to offset the previous, and a little bit of range. The only real difference between the two builds is that I swap out transient fortitude for stretch and regenerating molt for Contagion Cloud. Now for pretty much all of my builds I go for power efficiency regardless of whether or not I'm using rage. However, if you're willing to take an efficiency hit, you can swap out fleeting expertise for constitution, adding in a bit of duration, or transient fortitude for additional power strength. However, when it comes to playing dirty, I'd rather be 100% sure I've got enough energy, just in case anyone's up for sloppy seconds. So thank you for watching another quickie. Stay tuned for more Syndicate snapshots here at A Gay Guy Plays.